It's time for Dodger Baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery at Tatis score. What a snap. This is what an ace looks like.
And tagged out is Riley, a double play.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
And welcome to the Dodgers Nation postgame show. I'm your host, Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. But thanks for rocking with us after a tough loss for the Dodgers. They get roughed up by the Rockies. They lose by a score of 10-5. Their record falls to 97-55. And they're now a game and a half behind the Giants in the NL West with 10 to play. The Giants currently playing the Padres. Are down 3-1. The Padres are. They have the bases loaded and one out, and they hit into a double play. But we have so much to get into, but let's slice up the blame pie. Who do you blame tonight's loss on? But first, thanks for rocking with us, guys. We're going to get through these tough times and hopefully make a comeback in this division and win the World Series. But let me know where you guys are rocking with us. And right now, do you think the Dodgers will win the division? Call your shot right now. Let me know, but also let me know where you're rocking with us. You guys are firing our way, so I want to get right into this comment section. So we got Leonard, hello, Bueller is gas. That's from Alfonso Lucio. Yeah, we're going to get into Walker Bueller in just a second. But yeah, Walker Bueller, another rough night for Butane. And it's unfortunate because that play where it drops in no man's land, Trey Turner really had a shot to make that catch, and there was a communication issue that led to that big inning. But the bottom line is he just wasn't sharp. You weren't seeing him miss bats and throw it by guys. He was hanging stuff, which pitchers tend to do at mile-high altitudes and in Denver, but he just wasn't executing pitches like he's known to do, and it's unfortunate. Another short outing. He goes just 3 2/3 innings, gives up 5 runs on 7 hits, and after tonight, Walker Bueller, in his last 4 outings, has a 7.32 ERA. So before tonight, you had a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is that one outing where you have 6 runs in 3 innings against the Giants up in San Francisco." That was the most runs he had given up since September of 2019 when he gave up 6 runs to the Colorado Rockies, coincidentally. But yeah, he just isn't looking right now, and we need to find a way to get Butane right before the postseason. But here we go. Good evening, bud. Tough one from Keith Evan. What the hell is up with Bueller? That's from Dank Tacular Cheesehead. We got Jose Ortega. What the heck happened? How does the offense lose in Colorado? That's from Anthony. And yeah, I mean, this Dodgers offense just they had what if it weren't for Luke Raley and his big home run and Gavin Lux, his double there in the 4th inning to score Justin Turner, and then followed by Luke Raley's 2-run shot. This offense just wasn't stringing together rallies like they have been. 5 runs is usually the recipe for success for this Dodger team, but when you're playing Colorado, it's just a different story. And they just weren't able to get that win tonight. And it was a big one. I mean, the Dodgers are fighting for this division. You got the Giants. They're winning games late. And the Dodgers, they won extra innings just yesterday. So it's not like the Dodgers haven't come through in the clutch. But the effort tonight, the sloppiness, Trey Turner also getting thrown out on a play where he was in no man's land. You just got to be sharp. You can't give away outs when you're trying to fight for a division, when you're going up against the second best team, and the 2 best teams in baseball are in the same division, and it's razor thin, it's super tight, and you just can ill afford to give up those outs. And the Dodgers, yes, they scored 5 runs, but 7 hits. You want to get into double-digit hits, especially if you're in Colorado. But what is up with Bueller? We got where's Matt at? That's from Scuba Steve, talking about Matt Beatty. And look, you got to give Luke Raley credit. Yes, he can cover a lot of range in the outfield, in right field, and he's athletic. He's a bigger guy. He can get to balls that Matt Beatty just probably can't get to. And look, make no mistake about it, Matt Beatty is a below-average to be kind about it, outfielder. And Luke Raley, he did get that. Got the hit last night that really sparked the Dodgers early on, and then he got that big 2-run shot today, and he pounded that 109.2 miles per hour off the bat and 472 feet. And, it just wasn't enough. So disappointed. Buehler's tired. Don't start him until the playoffs, Ryan Montez. That's what I said on Twitter. I said, look, we're at the point where there's 10 games to play. If the Giants win tonight, the Dodgers will be 2 games back with 10 to play. The Dodgers, they still have the Brewers where they finish the season out on. They go to Arizona. They've been playing better, and they're going to want to play spoiler. And you have tomorrow's game at 12:10 start with Max Scherzer on the mound. And Dodgers are 9-0 in his starts this year as a .78 ERA. So you feel good about that one. But it's Colorado. Nothing is guaranteed. And this Rocky team, Bud Black and company, they want to play spoiler. And look, this is a Rockies team that they've never won the NL West. They've been one of the worst franchises in all of, not even just in all of baseball, they've been one of the worst franchises in sports since their inaugural season in 1993. They've only made it out of the NLDS once, and when they did, they got swept in the World Series by the Red Sox in 4 games. I know you guys remember Rocktober. So, look, they want something to play for, and beating down the big bad is keeping the big bad Dodgers from their 9th straight division title is going to be big. It's all they have to play for at this point in the season. But every game's a must-win. A pathetic showing tonight from Travis Harrison. We got spanked. That's from Nick over on Facebook. We got so it's not just Walker Buehler from Tom Allen. Max needs to start the wild card game. That's really not even a discussion at this point. That's just anything other than Max Scherzer, just from the standpoint that he is the best pitcher in Major League Baseball right now. I don't think that's even a debate. Yes, Corbin Burns is outstanding, but the run that Max Scherzer's been on, I told you guys the day of that trade, what I said, this will go down along with the Brewers trading for CC Sabathia and and the Astros trading for Randy Johnson in 1998, which I actually saw the Dodgers play the Astros in the Astrodome, and Randy Johnson was on the mound. That was pretty cool. But I said that day that this would go down as the best starting pitcher trade at the deadline, and here we are. The Dodgers 9-0 in his starts. You see that ERA. You see his dominance. The strikeouts are up. And look, as of right now, he's the Cy Young winner, but I don't think we're focus on those accolades at the moment. I think the frustration is real with Dodger fans. They're not must-wins in the sense that, look, we're not facing elimination in the postseason, but I don't know about you guys. I want to extend that division streak to 9, and I want to chase those Atlanta Braves. I wanted to surpass 14. That's a little unrealistic. It's so difficult to build contenders in baseball, and the Dodgers have been steady. They've been a contender each and every year. You have that stability, but I think if they fall short this year, especially if it's only by 1 or 2 games, based on the games they blew up in San Francisco and with the terrible check swing call on Ruff, the 2 Kenley Jansen blown saves. The Dodgers have let a lot of games get away from that this year, so it would be frustrating, especially because of that. But Walker Buehler officially lost the Cy Young from Swaggy OG. I think he lost it a few weeks ago, but look, he's Walker effing Buehler. Still love the guy. Still think he's I think he's growing this year. This next year, don't underestimate the fact that he has carried this Dodger team all season long. Before Max Scherzer showed up, he was the best pitcher on the Dodgers. Make no mistake about it. In early August and early September, he was the front runner to win the Cy Young Award. He's the guy that had the lowest ERA in Major League Baseball, but the innings are climbing. And right now, after tonight, he's thrown 195 2/3 innings this season in 31 starts. His previous career high was 182 1/3, set back in 2019. And we have seen the evolution of his game. We've seen him use that knuckle curve, use that cutter, use the slider, even go with the changeup at times. He can get guys out in a multitude of different ways. He doesn't rely on just missing bats, but the best version of big game Buehler, the Bugatti Buehler, is when he's just mowing guys down. You saw last year in the World Series, he was almost touching 99 on the gun, and you're seeing a velo dip. It's gone up a tick since it was down a few games ago, but it's not that explosive fastball that we've seen from Buehler in years past. And the way he's been able to compensate for that is by improving his breaking stuff. And he has proven that he can get guys out without mowing him down this year. And I do think down the line that'll pay dividends, but they got to get him fresh. And I do think the Dodgers are going to have a big decision to make as far as how they're going to handle this last 10 games. Will they just keep the pedal to the metal and just grind until the very end and try to catch the Giants by any means necessary? But I think you got to leave some tread on those tires. You don't want to have those tires go bald before the postseason, and they're in a position where if you can get Walker Buehler and Julio Urias and maybe even Max Scherzer at this point some additional rest, then you feel good about that wild card game where you have to face, I don't know, the St. Louis Cardinals. Do I need to bring up what the Cardinals have done to the Giants over the past 2 decades? And they've been the hottest team in baseball. They've won 12 straight games. So it's really it kind of goes back to how ridiculous this whole wild card game thing is, but we're not going to get into that. But I think at some point the Dodgers, you don't want to wave the white flag because it's the Giants, but like I said, you could be playing chess versus imagine if they go balls to the wall until the end of the season and you still have a fatigued Buehler and possibly Urias and then Scherzer, who could always use some additional rest at age 37. He likes to pitch and he's in a great rhythm right now, so maybe you don't do that, but something you might consider. And you have these starters fresh in the postseason because I know this team, they can win on the road. They can win this World Series even if they are a wild card team. Just ask their teammates, Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. They did in 2019. But here we go. I don't know anymore. We got 801, the Salt Lake City in the house. We got no one to blame. The Rockies just hit the ball tonight. Just wasn't the Dodgers' night. That's from Steven. Mark Mosley, this L is on Buehler. He's slumping at the wrong time. They must start Scherzer against the Cards for the wild card. Anthony Keene, the blame pie is on the location and the pitching staff. Yeah, it's a circus at Coors, no question about it. Keith Evan, no Cy Young for Walker now. Division is over. That's from Michael Snow. By the way, guys, I know you're frustrated. Use this show to get it all out. Get it all out. And it's paying for me. It's paying for you guys. Get it all out. That's what this show's about. And then we'll correct this problem. I see the Giants are now up 4-1 with 2 men on and 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. So that's not going our way. I've seen Buehler look like this. I've never seen Buehler look like this. It's rough. But Moose 1032. He definitely just looks different on the mound too. You see some frustration, and you know this guy's battling. You know the way he takes care of his body and gets his lifts in, that he's doing everything in between starts to get himself right. But yeah, he was just missing some spots tonight. He was just missing some spots tonight. We'll break that down a little more in just a second. But, look, what it comes down to is we can complain about Colorado and this and that, but the Colorado Rockies have gotten swept at home once this entire year. Who is the team that swept Colorado in Denver? You guessed it, the San Francisco Giants. So if the Giants can go in there and do it, that's cool. So you really can't complain because there has been a team that's done it. Now, the encouraging thing is when it comes to Walker Buehler's fastball, it wasn't as down as we've seen it for the last couple of outings. Tonight, he averaged 95.1 miles per hour on the heater. His yearly average is 95.4, so it was only down 0.3 miles per hour. But just because the velo is kind of there doesn't mean it is as sharp, and the command's there, and he's located. But here we go. We got a bullpen suck today. We got starting pitching shaky. Rez Buehler bullpen game anyway. Who do you think is going to win the Cy Young? Get a new coach. That is from Robin Ford. Steven Latner. Here we go. We got Buehler is gassed, probably fatigued. Skip the next start. That's from Juice Narrows over on YouTube. Blame Alana Rizzo for leaving. That's from Benjamin. Trey's defense has been suspect. That's from Keith Evan. Yeah, let's break down that bottom of the 4th. Actually, let me do some rapid fire of your takes right here, and then we'll kind of break that down. Talk a little bit about Trey's innings. Neil K. Trey ran them out of that big inning. Oh man, what is it with the pitching staff the last 2 days? Vincent, why is that every time we play the Rockies, they play like the best team in Major League Baseball? Vincent, look, the bullseye on teams' back is a real thing. The Dodgers are, to me, the marquee. I know the Yankees are the Yankees, but right now, Major League Baseball, when you consider the stars, when you consider the expectations, the Dodgers are the marquee franchise in baseball right now, and the Rockies bring it against the Dodgers, and that's how you would want to see it. These guys are competitors, but abolish Coors from backup T1. Danny, do you guys think that baseball should even exist in Denver? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. I want your takes on that. Joshua Herrera Bueller has dead arm right now. Yeah, I did a video on that on our YouTube channel a few days ago at youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. Go check that out. And, yeah, I mean, I kind of talked about all this a few days ago. We got time to start prepping for the wild card from Jeremy Velasco. The Padres were supposed to be good. Benjamin Crystal. Yeah, there's some perspective. At least we're not the San Diego Padres or the Sadres or the Fraudres. They have a dream team there letting slip through our hands. Jesus Morales. LOL Bueller is clearly tired. We got don't count on the Padres, William Blockson. Yeah, I'm not. I'm telling you, the Padres, they are the unfinished horse meme where the back of the horse is perfectly drawn and then it looks like a 2-year-old drew the rest of it. That is who this Padre team is. So, look, all these people went out there with the sexy pick to go with the Padres to win the World Series, and they're not even going to be in the postseason. They're probably going to fire everyone. I think they're going to make big trades. So, look, I mean, the Dodgers ruined the Padres franchise, essentially, because they baited them into trying to compete with them, and now they're going to have to blow the whole thing up, and who knows when they'll even be a contender again. Doug, do you think we need a manager? I don't think Dave Roberts is the problem. I'll tell you that much. He really isn't. I mean, is Dave Roberts the reason why Walker Buehler looked tired out there? Let me ask you that. Is Dave Roberts the reason why Trey Turner didn't catch that ball, or why he got thrown out? Where he got thrown out there in that in the top of the 5th inning? I don't think he was. So look, players got to go out there and execute, and players got to go out there. These are big leaguers that they know what's on the line, they know what's at stake, and they have to find a way to get it done, or they're gonna force themselves to have their entire season come down to a 1-game wild card. But here we go. I mean, they are on a 100-win pace. That's all you can ask for. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about this is what makes this so frustrating in a sense is that, look, in most years, what are we doing? We're doing that thing where people, every single person on Twitter and Instagram, they find a number of their favorite Dodger player, and they put that number, and they say, this is how many games, the magic number, and every single account does it, and it's all fun and blah, 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 and it's all about the magic number, this and that, but not this season because you're going up against the San Francisco Giants, who are on a team that's on a 104-win pace. Dodgers heading into today were on a 103.8 win pace according to Fangraphs. And, in most – look at this. I mean, I said this a few weeks ago. During this run of 8 division titles, they've only won more than 100 games twice. That was in 2017 when they won 104 games, and 2019 when they won 106 games. So – in most years, we're celebrating and we're gearing up for the postseason. We are resting guys where we have home field advantage for the entire postseason, and we likely have the best record in the league. But it just so happens that the San Francisco Giants came out of nowhere. They were projected to win 74 games, and now they're on pace to win 104 games. I'm not trying to start any drama. I really am not. But do you think there's anything sketchy about the Giants? Do you think so? Like I said, I'm just asking you guys. You guys are the smartest fans in the game, and I'm just curious to see what your response is to that. Giants broke Bueller. That's from Kevin Perez over on Facebook. Anthony Keene, if the Padres win tonight, we win tomorrow, they go for it. Otherwise, they got to rest. I mean, I think that's a great point. Mr. Anthony Keene over there on Periscope is – almost internally, you do kind of have to look at it that way to some extent. Where I mean, it's 5-1 Giants right now. They got runners on the corners, 2 outs. Look, you guys know what I'm calling the Padres. They are the prideless Padres. They're not playing with pride. I think they quit on the season. And look, I mean, this franchise. I think maybe they want to be the Dodgers' rivals so bad that they're trying to piss off the Dodgers by just throwing in the towel. I mean, look, they competed last night, but they're just not getting it done. They did split the series with the Giants, but I think at this point, after the dust-up with Machado, and when Machado just embarrassed. See, the thing about everyone's giving Machado credit. Oh, Manny Machado, he is such a team leader by yelling, "It's not about you, it's not about you," in the dugout. I'm like, yeah, I get it. You can make that point if you want, But this is Fernando Tatis Jr. He's not just any player. He's in the conversation for best player in the league. He's going to win the NL MVP. And for you to embarrass your teammate like that, it's one thing to get him in line, but I think he was embarrassing his teammate because what happened, it went absolutely viral. It exploded all over the place. And it almost made it look like he was kind of treating him like he was a little kid or something. But if I'm Fernando Tatis Jr., I'm like, bruh, I'm going to the Hall of Fame one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, Machado, you might have a chance at some point, but really no. But I think if you're Fernando Tatis Jr. in that situation, you look and say, hey, man, you basically embarrassed me on the internet, and screw you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because he's, a million times the player that Machado is ever going to be. LOL, it could be mental stuff, but this stuff looks flat. Padres packed it in. This team is too tired. We got to put Trey in the outfield, Nicholas Ramos. It's an interesting theory. But it's not going to happen. I'll tell you why. That's because Trey Turner has already informed the team. He's informed Dave Roberts and the powers that be that he is not comfortable playing in center field. He hasn't played it for quite some time. He doesn't even look fully comfortable playing second base. I mean, you saw what happened when his high throw lost the game for the Dodgers, or to kind of put him in a spot, they lost the game a few weeks ago. And look, this is nothing against Trey Turner. Trey Turner is a shortstop. That is the position he wants to play, and that is the position he will play, whether it be with the Dodgers or another team following next season. Could be as early as next season. But look, this is baseball, and when they're creatures of habit, and when you haven't played, when you're used to playing a certain position and they're asking you to change mid-season during a pennant race, you're going to make some mistakes. And I think that's what's going on with Trey Turner. You're building those instincts back up, and it's not because of lack of effort. No one plays harder than Trey Turner. No one wants it more than Trey Turner. I think without Trey Turner, Trey Turner has surpassed A.J. Pollock for most hits in the second half of the season. So, look, the bottom line, they traded for Trey Turner. No one's got more hits than Trey Turner. He's had a massive impact on this team. If they didn't trade for him, they'd probably be 4 or 5 games back, and we'd be talking about previewing this game, previewing the wild card series. But FTG from Pound for Pound, we got even Vesia and Bigford are showing signs of fatigue. Yeah, what do you guys think about that little play with Vesia where he kind of bumps into him and yeah, I mean, it looked like some Rams-Broncos stuff right there. Agree with Walker. Kind of embarrassing to have this many good players and we can't seal the deal. That's from Jennifer Torres, and that's a fair point because if you look up in San Francisco, you got a lot of guys that people thought their career was over. Guys like Buster Posey, guys like Brandon Crawford, guys like Kevin Gausman, DeSclafani. It's a mishmash of players that they weren't expected to finish with the best record in baseball. And you look at the Dodgers, look at the names we're talking about. We're talking about Mookie Betts and Corey Seager, the World Series MVP from last year. Cody Bellinger, of course, we know what his situation's been like. But across the board, Will Smith and Justin Turner, and they trade for Trey Turner, and there's stars everywhere. And it looks like at this point with 10 games to go, it's going to be a tall order for them to come back and win this division. Do I still think they can do it? I do. I definitely think it's still a possibility. It's not over until it's over, but at some point you have to look ahead, and you don't want to just if you don't want to go until the wheels fall off in the regular season if it's going to hurt you in the postseason if you're not even going to accomplish your goal, and that is to overtake the San Francisco Giants. So I'm sure there's going to be some tough conversations between Dave Roberts and Andrew Friedman and the rest of the coaching staff about their plan of action moving forward, especially if the Giants finish the job tonight. Looks like who got the hit? Someone got a hit for the Padres, so they got the leadoff man on down 5-1, the bottom of the 6th, with Will Myers at the plate. So we'll keep our eye on this one, and we'll see if they can find a way to claw themselves back into this game. But show some pride, Padres. Do it for yourself. See y'all next year. That's from Luis over on YouTube. Nah, hey, we still got a chance. Diago Ferrer, Lamont Wade is 10 times better than Mookie. So Diago Ferrer is the burner account for Lamont Wade's mom. So thank you for rocking with us. Thanks for checking out our show. But Lamont Wade, Mrs. Wade, is in the chant saying that Lamont Wade is 10 times better than Mookie Betts, and that is absolutely ridiculous. But, go do you, boo. Brewers will beat San Francisco pound for pound over on YouTube. Yeah, I think the Brewers are dangerous, no question about it. To be back up to you on. To be fair, as of today, we are one game out, and if the Padres are going to play this bad, then none of these games will matter. Considering the Giants have Colorado and Arizona, and then the Padres, I still think that I mean, you really couldn't line up any better. But then here we go. It's all about the Rams and Lakers season now. Red Hood. I don't know about that. Look, this town will always be two teams: Dodgers, Lakers. Rams are distant third, because everyone has their team. You got Packer fans. I feel like I see more Dodger fans that are Packer fans on Twitter than I see Rams fans. But you like to see what the Rams are doing, and they're heading in the right direction. But the point I'm trying to make is that no one is moving on from the Dodgers until there's the final out of their elimination game, because this town bleeds Dodger blue. This town bleeds purple and gold, and we fight to the end, and we're ride or die with our teams, and that's just how it is. It's not some normal sports city. This is not some normal sports city that just throws in the towel. This is Los Angeles, California, and we ride or die with our squads. But Giants cheat from William Blockson. We suck. That's from Chris Ibarra. We got LLWC. Dave Roberts is a very likable person, but the Dodgers need a commander. I never get that sense from Roberts. Now, we'll see how this season turns out, LLC, because, look, I mean, he is a player's coach. He's a player's manager, I should say. And there's a loose environment in that clubhouse because these guys are all professional. They know how to hold themselves accountable. But at some point, we'll see. I mean, do you need a different voice? Do you need more of a guy that is a more of a commander, like you said, and a different approach to management? That's possible. I mean, I know that, look, players today, if you talk to people, they don't like that type of management. They really don't. They all want player managers these days, and that's something to consider. But Ghost Cat, here we go. Giants have the will to win from Travis. They couldn't even tee off on Casimir. Yeah, I mean, yes, the Giants are. Here's your theories on whether or not the Giants are cheating. Throw out your crazy theories. That'd be fun. Jesus Morales. Bellinger has affected the rest of the Dodgers. He's getting paid $16.1 million, for being the worst hitter. He should not be a baseball player. Bellinger said, "Why rob a bank when the Dodgers exist?" Wow, that's hardcore. But I hear you. I feel your point, and I would say it's just been a rough year. And all I can say about Cody Bellinger is I hope that he looks back and this is the worst season of his career, and he finds a way to get healthy and get back to the Cody Bellinger that we saw in years past. But drug test Posey, I said that in the very beginning. Giants get out of the inning. Okay. The Padres from the LLWC. No well coached, no analysis, poop, and guys have drive. Okay, so that is for your take on the Giants. And look, I mean, obviously that is what is the most look, they're a gritty team. There's no question about it. And there's not one super duper star on that team. It's a bunch of solid guys that play like they have a chip on their shoulder. And really, if you weren't a Dodger fan, you'd probably look at the Giants and say, hey, I really respect what they're doing up in San Francisco. Yes, Giants cheat. That's from William Blockson. No mofomo. Giants pitchers are going to regress. They already showing signs. Yeah, I mean, these Clavani, Kevin Gausman, they haven't been the same pitchers. Logan Webb has been absolute beast, and really that's the guy who I would fear in the postseason. But then also they lost Jake McGee. You got Rogers closing out games for them. But SFG, key to success is Farhan Zaidi. That's a great point. It's a great point right there. A few of the Giants are on their contract years. No reason not to juice up. It's from Ghost Cat 69. The Giants are super sketchy. Magically, everyone is having a career year. That's from Adrian Colson. Juice narrows. Giants are definitely cheating some way. Their team is over-the-hill players and reclamation project players. There's no way they are this good, not even if they were lucky. Back up T1, a 13-game hitting streak. Yep. Shake it off, Dodgers. Tomorrow is another day. Thanks, Adriana, over on Facebook. Alex, the Dodgers have to catch the Giants. They will have to burn Scherzer in a wild card and only have him available for one game in the NLDS. And Alex Renteria, I have been looking that far ahead. I have been thinking about those possibilities. And unfortunately, you just can't cross that bridge until we actually get past that, because we've seen anything can happen in these wild card games. Just look at the Brewers and Nationals from 2019. A lot can happen, a lot can change, and you still have to get into. So when it comes to the Dodgers, you feel good the longer the series is. It's 5 games. You don't feel as good as if it was 7 games, but a 5-game series with the depth that this team has, with the switch that they can flip, that proverbial switch. If they flip that switch, this team can dominate any team in Major League Baseball, and that's what you hope to see. But leave the Padres alone. You sound like Britney. Leave Britney alone. Leave the Padres alone. Jonas Bass, the Giants are pulling some Moneyball shit. Are you losing? Beat L.A. That's what Diego Ferrer. Oh, that's Lamont Wade's mom in the chat who said Lamont Wade is a better player than Mookie Betts. Okay, you are seeing about, but again, they could be sketchy, is how they already have been. I mean, look, don't forget, this is the 1951 Giants team. Look, the thing about the Giants is the moment that this franchise is known for. If you run down their top moments, it's Bobby Thompson's shot heard around the world, and yeah, I mean, the shot heard around the world in 19. I lost my comments here. Here we go. And what is that moment about? That moment is about when he hit the home run off of Ralph Branca. And how'd they get there? Well, they were cheating that season. So, I mean, who knows? It's possible. I don't think it's happening. I mean, I'll be honest with you, for anyone. I mean, look, I will say probably no one respects Rob Manfred. And if you were going to cheat, you'd probably say, well, look what they did to the look how they handled the Houston Astros situation, because they didn't really punish them. So, well, how bad could the punishment be for us? And that's kind of what was kind of the whole thing I was kind of pushing back when this whole ordeal was going on. But Joe Morgan shot too. Yeah, no question about it. I mean, I'm not saying they haven't had some big moments, but I mean, that's a distant second. Okay, I mean, Ralph shot her around the world is one of the most famous calls in the history of sports. I think the Padres trade Machado, tough deal to unload, but having a beef at third and short is all bad. Yeah, I mean, I do think that their relationship is, look, if you have one of your boys that you're cool with them, and you know he can put you in check. At the same time, you have to understand the optics of that situation. Fernando Tatis Jr., the brand that he is, the guy who he is, I mean, you really want to put him on blast in front of the whole world to see, and that's what Machado did. Look, Machado's a guy who, look, he's grown a lot. I mean, he's a guy who was one of the trashiest, dirtiest players in the league. Look, he threw the bat at Josh Donaldson. You saw Aguilar stepping on his ankles. And this guy, I mean, it's a laundry list of things that he's done that have been dirty, but he looks like he's at least jogging. I mean, he's not crawling to first anymore. He's not walking leisurely. He's at least doing a light jog at times, and even sometimes you'll see a full sprint every once in a while. So, and not to mention, probably one of the best third basemen defensively, between him and Arenado, the two best defensive third basemen in the last 10, 15 years. So he's a great player, no question about it, but I just don't think you do that. Here we go. Alfonso Lucio. Doug, I think those balls have been altered might have the juiced balls pitched to them per Manfred. Yeah. Matty Man Dodge over on YouTube. We are talking about the wild card. Yeah. I mean, that's keep that into perspective. And then you're right. I mean, we are talking about the wild card, and it does hurt that that is where we are. Trey's playing for the Giants gave us a free win. That's from Diego Ferrer, Lamont Wade's mom. Junior Michael Goddard, what are we talking about here if we come out of this series one game back, down the stretch? Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. It's definitely not outside the realm. I would still feel pretty good about it. I would definitely feel if we come out of the series one game, I still think it's a coin flip. I really do. I still think it's 50-50. Maybe 47% chance or 48, 49, something in that realm, but it's definitely not impossible. But you can't say that and say it ain't the top. Justin Turner can pitch the wild card game exactly. Eric Hosmer got the hit. Okay. People expected. Eric Hosmer. Okay, cool. Thank you, Anthony Kane. People are expecting Bellinger to be Mookie's level. El Mayo Fire responds, Dougie. Okay, I'm not sure what that was, but you're asking Padres to bail the Dodgers out because we can't do it ourselves. I mean, look, that's kind of how the schedule lined up. And look, Dodgers, they did not win the season series against the Giants, and they basically took it out of their control. It's fixed for San Francisco. The Giants are the 2021 champions. Calling it now. That's from Christopher over on YouTube. Jas we will make the adjustments like always. We always make it to the last dance every year. With most people hating on us, we are the team to beat in every sport. LA forever. Best of the rest. Best and biggest fan sports base. Yeah, I love it. So, let's get into. Let's do some more. Nothing worse than a cheesehead, Ray F. I'm still an NFL orphan. I just follow the whole league, really. Packers. What I'm telling you, man. There's a big contingency of Packers are, they have the biggest franchise fan base in the NFL outside the Dallas Cowboys, so they're everywhere. Padres getting swept. Marcus Lapina. Think we need to focus on getting fully healthy and fully rested for the wild card game. We can still win 11 in a row. That's from Craig Osterberg. We definitely can. I definitely think this team has a run in them. And let's just find a way to get a win and escape and take 2 or 3 from Colorado, because that place is a circus. It's a freak show. I hate it there. It's not baseball. It's like it's like arena football. It's like if like one NFL team every year played like arena football for one game, and that's just kind of how it feels. Roberts should get fires from Jesus Morales over on YouTube. Marcus, if we make it to the wild card and win, then we are where we need to be. Yeah, I mean, look, I think this team, they have the grit, they have the experienced vets on their team to go and take games on the road. And I'm with you. I mean, if the Dodgers 8-1 Giants now, just so you know, if the Dodgers were able to get out of that wild, so the Dodgers will be 2 games back with 10 to play, but be an epic comeback. And I mean, at that point, we're probably looking at a possible game 163 up in San Francisco if we can find a way to get that. But Matty Man Dodge, Dave tries to be the cool dad. He never makes tough decisions that need to be made. That's from Matty Man. I mean, I think he managed his ass off last night. I think he did a nice job mixing up with his moves last night. I think that playing Rayleigh tonight showed it paid dividends with that 2-run shot. But yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, what I always say about Dave Roberts is he really has to win 2 World Series titles to win his first World Series title, because if he's able to win it this year and they're a wild card team and they're able to go on the road in a 5-game series, in a 7-game series, and possibly the World Series, and they get a ring in a full 162-game series, I think people will. There'll be some mea culpas. I think people will call the dogs off when it comes to Dave Roberts, but he's got a lot to prove. And the thing about Dave Roberts, one thing you have to respect is he realizes how much pressure is on him and the expectations of this job. Yes, he did get the keys to a nice, shiny Lamborghini with this franchise, and he hasn't lost the division since becoming manager, but he knows, his franchise knows, every single one of these players know that this is a World Series or bust team, and anything less is going to be considered a failure and a disappointment, and not just from the fans and the organization, from the players themselves. They know the kind of talent that's in that clubhouse. They know the trade they made for Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. So, look, it's a lot of pressure on these guys, but we'll see. Pressure busts pipes, or it makes diamond championship rings, if you know what I'm saying. Respect, I still hate him. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do I hate any NFL teams? I think we all can. Not really. I mean, I just kind of like, I don't know. We can't get on these Pun Master D-Mac. I don't know what I said, but my man Shaq Run over on 562. There's an has me laughing, swelling sausage. Bonds has them on juice again. Belt Crawford and Posey, they're on that Balco diet. Is that what you're saying? Craig Osterberg, we still have Mad Max for a wild card game. We do, but let's be honest. The thought of playing the Cardinals of all teams, really, I know it's not the Cardinals from years past, but Waino is doing his thing, and I don't know, man. You just look, it's baseball. You don't want to put yourself in a one-game. Baseball is not designed for one-game do-or-die series. Do-or-die games that decide a whole 162-game series, and I'm not going to complain about that. Maybe I'll give you some ideas about how I think they should handle this in the offseason, but right now, them's the rules, and the Dodgers, they put themselves in this situation, and look, let's be honest, if this team was fully healthy the entire year, but look, the Giants have had their own injuries, so we're not going to cry about that either. Jake McGee scares nobody. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that, this Giants team ain't win the World Series. Look, man, this is on the internet. This will be forever. I'll tell you this right now. San Francisco Giants will not win the 2021 World Series. Guarantee it. Guarantee that right now. Screenshot this. You can put it on the internet. And look, they've had a very nice season. How many times have we seen the team with the best record go out early? I don't know. Maybe 2019. Which team was that? The Los Angeles Dodgers, right? So we've seen teams with best records. 2001 Mariners come to mind too. That have the best record, and they go and they lose early. So, look, you just don't want to peak too early But I'm not worried about them winning the World Series. I'm more concerned about the Dodgers winning the World Series at this point. They're all. I mean, look, and I really just kind of that's based on that. I just don't think they have the frontline starters that you need, and I don't think they have the requisite bullpen pieces that can really win series against elite opponents. And remember, you got to beat teams 3 times, you got to beat teams 4 times, and I just don't see Kevin Gausman and DeSclafani. I think Logan Webb's going to do work, but I think you need more than that to get it done in the postseason. But here we go. Padres rolling over. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm calling them the prideless Padres. That's what they're known as. Losing Dustin May has been big. Losing Bauer has been big. Losing Ferguson has been big. LLWC. Yeah, I mean, all the losses this year have been significant. Make no question about it. I mean, without losing Bauer, do they trade for Scherzer? I think the answer is emphatically no there, so I would see that as an upgrade. But having Dustin May as a guy that you saw, he had his ups and downs, a young player last year in the postseason, but the way he was emerging as a superstar this year, that definitely hurts, and I can't wait to see him back on the mound. I miss Dustin Mania. There's no doubt about that. But Joe Morgan shot .251 and 50 years of nothing. Diane Schroeder, hey, D-Mac from Cabo. What the heck happened to the Dodgers tonight? Diane Schroeder, you just got to crush another margarita and maybe do a tequila shot. But it wasn't pretty what happened in Colorado. I mean, we had some moments, but good to see you, D-Mac. Good to see you, Jenny Vega, over on YouTube. 82, Rob, half a Manfred. LLWC, you got me rolling, man. Apparently, you guys can't hear my sounds on the YouTube, so I'm going to fix that. Wave the white flag. Yeah, let me before we head out of here tonight. Let's break down that. I'm gonna get your take on if you think the Dodgers should wave the white flag on the division. Me, I still think. Look, we'll see. I think the Padres. I'm pretty certain will have a good shot. I mean, you got to. I don't know at this point. You can't count the Padres, but I think the Dodgers will definitely get a win tomorrow with Scherzer. So if we can get it to one game, I still feel like the Dodgers can find a way to scratch and claw and force that game 163, because that would be juicy for the rivalry to go up to San Francisco in a game. That's the other thing, too. If they get to game 163 and you burn a starter there and you lose that game and you go to the wild card game, you have to burn another frontline starter. But look, we'll take it one game at a time at this point. But here we go. Giants had pitching back then. After this disaster of a season, the Padres are going to have to trade some of their top players in order to trim their payroll. Yeah, they went all in. Preller executed the Order 66, and it just didn't pay off. But Lamont Wade's mom, oh no, AJ coming back. Yeah, that was big. That's for sure big. Yes, I really love them bums. Keep Belly on the IRL. On the IR, sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing, too. I think that's kind of the least of our worries at this point, especially with how Gavin Lux has filled in so nicely. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see what's going to happen with Cody Bellinger. It's been a belly flop of a year for him, and I think that a lot of it has to do with the injuries that he sustained. Off-season shoulder surgery is no joke, and you combine that with a hairline fracture to his fibula. He had that calf injury, his lower leg injury in the 4th game of the season. Then he had the strained hamstring, and then now this on top of everything else. It's just been a nightmare of a season. You wish him well. You wish he gets healthy and finds a way to make the adjustments and become the big leader that he once was. Even 2018 Belly, rookie of the year Belly in 2017. It's really a sad sight to see him struggling the way he is, but at this point in the season, I just don't see a scenario where he comes back, has a massive impact, but I hope I'm wrong. His defense, you can't underestimate the way he plays that center field position. Look what he did last year when he robbed Fernando Tatis Jr., had some big defensive plays. So here we go. The loss of Jock and Kike tells you Giants putting it on the Padres. Bro, if the Giants win it this year, I'm going to have to quit my job and move back home to L.A. Anthony Keene, hey, we'll get you a gig, man. Hey, man, this will be the post-game show hosted by D-Mac and Anthony Keene. Yeah. Guys, it's still not too late to at least tie or beat the Giants from Diane Schroeder. We need that positivity right now, looking at the Michelada half full. But let's break down the bottom of the 4th inning, because really that's what this game comes down to. Yes, they added the runs late. The Hilliard bomb really hurt late in the game. But first pitch to Rogers, Buehler hangs a curveball that Rogers goes big fly on. That makes it 3-1 Dodgers. And then Blackmon, he singles to left. And then Story, he singles to right, giving the Rockies runners on first and second, no outs. And this was really the key play of the game, or at least one of them that really hurt, because not only does it put another runner on for them, it also led to Walker Buehler having an early exit. So Crone, he singled to center to get the bases drunk with no outs, and Trey was going out. He took his eye off the ball. He was looking to see if Mookie was going to come in and get it. And yes, that outfielder has priority if that is his play, but it drops in between them, and it gives them the bases loaded. So that miscommunication by Turner and Betts, and just another lucky hit by Crone there. Man, this guy's really, he's hitting over he's hitting like 323 against the Dodgers this season. Feels like he's hitting like 1,000. But on a 2-2 count, McMahon singles on a changeup to score Blackmon and Story to tie things up at 3, and then Buehler, he gets Diaz to fly to, and then bases loaded, and then he gets Diaz to fly to right. Then Crone tags up and advances to third on the play, and then this was a real backbreaker on a 1-1 count. Marquez finds the gap in right center. He doubles off Walker Buehler, pitch-on-pitcher crime right there, and that scores Crone and McMahon. That makes it 5-3 Rockies. So 2-2 goes the other way, kind of just shoots it, and then shoots it to left field. That scores to tie things up. So, yeah, Buehler gives up 5 straight hits, and his day was done after just 3 2/3 innings pitched. He allowed 5 runs on 7 hits with just 2 strikeouts on 7 pitches and only 4 swinging strikes. So he didn't have that swing and miss, that miss-bat stuff you see. And then jump to the top of the 5th inning. Betts draws a leadoff walk and does a really nice job laying off a Marquez fastball at the bottom of the zone. A real pitcher's pitch. I thought they were going to ring him up on it, but he gets on. And the Dodgers get that leadoff man on with no outs. And then Corey Seager, he quickly gets a base knock. He singles, and that gives the Dodgers runners on first and second with no outs. And then Trey Turner, he walks, loading the bases for Max Muncy. So they come right back and load the bases. And Max Muncy, he draws a 4-pitch walk, and that brings the Dodgers within 1 at 5-4. So they get a run back, and then Justin Turner, he hits a sac fly to right to score Seager to tie things up at 5. But on that play, Trey Turner was thrown out. He was in no man's land between second and third, and like I say, you just can't give away outs in that situation. And then with 2 outs, Will Smith, he strikes out swinging. So the Dodgers, they tie it up in that inning. They get 2 runs on 1 hit, but it was a real missed opportunity. They had a chance to put up some runs and really take control of this game. And then to the bottom of the 5th. So Brule, he's in. He gives up a single to left. Then he hits Blackmon to give the Rockies runners on first and second and no outs. And then in comes Brusdar, Gratterall, and Story single to center to score Rogers to make it 6-5 Colorado. And then Crone, he reached on an infield single to first. McMahon lines it to short. And then Brusdar gets Diaz swinging with a slider low and away. Then the very next batter, the bazooka empties the cannon and gets Hilliard looking at a 102-mile-per-hour 2-seamer at the top of the zone. So a nice job by Brusdar Gratterall to come in there and put out that fire to limit that damage to just 1 run on 3 hits. So in Colorado, you'd really take that, but they still trailed and were never able to get that lead back. So, yeah, it was just an unfortunate game for the Dodgers. They lose by a score of 10-5. Giants up big down in San Diego versus the prideless Padres, and it's gonna be tough sledding. They're really have to scratch and claw, and they're really gonna have to rely on other teams to get some big wins and steal some victories away from the San Francisco Giants. But at this point, the Giants, they're really in the driver's seat in the division. But, yeah, going back to that top of the 7th inning, so Blackmon was safe at first on a fielding error by Alex Vesia, and that's what I said. It was a little collision. I thought he was going to get a flag for unnecessary roughness on that play, but that we just saw with the NFL this weekend. And then Story, he popped to second, and then Crone, who I'm pretty sure Crone is in the Guggenheim group because this guy has really owned the Dodgers this year. Just don't pitch to this guy. He doubled to deep right, scoring Blackmon to make it 7-5 Colorado, and then McMahon grounded out to short. Crone advanced to third, and then the Dodgers, they intentionally walked Diaz, and then the very next batter, Dodgers trailing 7-5. On the 5th pitch of the at-bat, four-seam fastball, top of the zone. He crushes it 438 feet. That makes it 10-5 Colorado. And, Phillips ended up coming in and got the Dodgers out of that inning. But they scored 4 runs on 2 hits, had the 1 error, and then L.A. just really didn't do much after that. Smith was hit by a pitch in the 8th. Lux lined out. That was all that. And then top of the 9th inning, Mookie Betts, he was able to get a single, but that was it. Dodgers lose 10-5. They're just a few, probably, an hour, 30, 40 minutes away from being 2 games back in the division. But real quickly, yes or no, the Dodgers, you can shoot your shot. Give me how many games the Dodgers will either win the division by or lose the division by before we head out of this one. But let me get to your comments, though. Do lightning round here, then and get out LLC. Thank you, Doug. I agree about Belly. The shoulder surgery has played a huge part in his swing. You can see how he's not able to level his swing because that shoulder isn't right yet. Yeah, it really is, and it affects the bat path. I mean, I had a whole video ready on his swing adjustments. I was putting some work on that thing, and then they put him on the IL. I'm like, I don't think anyone's gonna care about this at this point, but maybe if he comes back, we'll see. My belly flop. We got Giants are destroying belly flop, the belly flop punt. Yeah, Blue Magic. What up, Blue Magic? Where have you been tonight? All does early loss come back to bite you in the butt? Yeah, they really do. I mean, they do, and that's just why it's a full 162-game season. When is Chris Taylor returning from Delirium 9? I mean, the plan heading into tonight was they were going to avoid using him at all, if possible. So I do think it's not. Dave said he was pretty. He said today that they were going to avoid doing having him go on the IL. So that seems like it's promising. But he did have 2 hits against Cincinnati. He was really starting to find his swing again. So hopefully sooner than later. But I don't think it's that serious. But belly is peanut brittle. That's from Craig Osterberg. Just sloppy play. Trade Bellinger for Blackman. That's from David Ginzo. They don't even show human behavior winning the way they do. What are your thoughts on Will Smith? That's from Jenny Vega. I mean, look, if you look at the numbers, he has been the most productive Dodger in the second half of the season. And I think that he's solidified himself as one of the best catchers in the game. And doesn't get a lot of pub, but that short, compact swing is going to make him millions and millions. And not to mention, he's the clutch prince of the ravine. So yeah, I mean, I'm a big Will Smith guy. By the way, Fernando Tatis Jr. just hit a home run. El Nino makes it 8-2. So I think the Padres are not done yet. Hopefully they score 75 runs this inning. And hopefully this counts as 7 losses for the Giants, and the Dodgers are back in. Okay, guys, can I dream here? Can I just dream with you guys? Not buying the Brandon Belt crap. Yeah. He fell off. He had a precipitous decline in his career, and to see him back in the mix, doing what he's doing is interesting. L. Captain Bell, Dodgers offense sucks. That's from Southside Compton. It's just funny, yeah. I mean, it's funny how it always feels that way. Because, I mean, look, they're averaging over two runs a game, 2.4, 2.5 runs in some of these losses, and then, in the wins over 6 runs. And if you look at their runs per game, they're averaging over 5 runs per game. That's first in the National League. They have a 242 average. That's good for second. They're seventh, and then they have a 328 on base percentage. That's good for second. They have 421 slug. That's good for fourth. But really, their bread and butter is also limiting the run. There is run prevention, right? I mean, their opponents are averaging 3.3 runs per game, 3.39 runs per game, and that's first, meaning it's the lowest in the league. So, yeah, I mean, I think that this has the potential to be the best offense we've seen in this run when you factor in Mookie Betts and Trey Turner are in the same lineup. So I'm not overly concerned. The offense has been putting up runs of late. Corey Seager's been hot. So I'm not really concerned with this offense as much. 7 hits tonight. You want to see him get into double digits and score those 5 runs. That usually is a dub in the win column. But yeah, here we go. Swag chain equals 5 cents at CRV recycle value. Lynn M. How you been, Lynn M? Late to the show. Welcome to the show. Walker needs a massage. David Ginzo Vespa dropped the ball. Another hit by San Diego. Here we go. Who's that? That's Cronenworth. 5 games out. So this is your predictions for how the Dodgers will fare when it's all said and done 10 games from now. Here we go. Big Fat No SF wins. This is from Justin Lamas over on YouTube. Big Fat No San Francisco wins the division by 2 games. Blue Magic winning division is not easy or everyone would do it. Great point. Crone, the new Goldschmidt of the division. I like that take. Just one of those nights from David Grant. 5 games out. Wow, that would be a big slide. That's from Alex. That's from Jeff over on Facebook. We can't win the division. That's from Elder One. You worried about Muncie? I'm a little worried about Muncie. Yes. We got to SF win the division by 2 games. Dodgers win by 1. That's from A Goat. Ryan Montez. We can win it by either half a game or a whole game. Backup T1. That's it's definitely a flag if that's the Broncos instead of Rockies. That's from Backup T1. Southside Compton in the house. We got Justin. Exactly. It's the LA Dodgers' fault. We got Diane Schroeder. All I can say is glad I didn't have to watch it. Yeah. For sure. We got Ago. I like this take. Win by 1 game after 163. That is kind of where I'm at right now. I do feel those vibes, and I would love to see that. Because then we could possibly clap them again down the line. It would be really nice to bury them that way. Yes, it's going to be 163 from Backup T1 Lone Rider Game 163. Ethan Schnat Schacht. I probably butchered that name, but I'll try better. Lose by 1 game. Jason, how do we lose to the damn Rockies? WTF. We got Juice Narrows. Dodgers win the division by 1 game. 2 middle finger emoji to Brandon Belts from William Bloxon. What up, William Bloxon? Anthony Keene. Here we go. The Dodgers win the division by 1 game. Nail biter till the end. I'm here for that. I don't care if it's by the slimmest of margins. I just want to win the division. Travis W., I'm not saying the Giants are cheating, but how do you catch a team where every player pushing 40 is having a career year? I still think the Dodgers do win the division, and I'm with you guys. It's going to be by 1 game. Here we go. We lose the division by 3 from Damian Lopez. Diane Schroeder says tie. It ain't over till it's over from David at church. What up, Blue Magic? Ramix over on Periscope. They should give up the division and rest the team for the postseason. Hello from Guatemala. Yeah, that's kind of how I led the show off today, talking about that possibility. And I think I'll drop some more stuff on that possibly tomorrow morning. Release Bellinger is a buzz from Jeff. Lose by 2 from David. We got Young Element. I am worried that Bellinger will get a major setback now that he has a rib fracture, shoulder surgery, and now a rib fracture. Chris, oh boy. Oh, by the way, don't bring back Jansen. We'll have a whole season to kind of get into those, but interesting. We got Padres call it a comeback. Hey, let's go 8-2. Come on, Padres. Come on, don't make me call you the prideless Padres. Fernando Tatis Jr. hit home run, 75 runs. Hey, man, Diane Schroeder, you got to dream big. Can the Rockies sweep the Giants? New day tomorrow. Let's go Dodgers. Padres come back. Anthony Keene, I'm going to trust that Dodgers offense turns it on high during the postseason. Delirium. Padres will have a parade if they can steal the Dodgers' fate next week into the wild card death match. Yes. You ever see Tommy's Dodgers sit the close? You ever seen Tommy's Dodgers sit that close behind and not overtake? Yeah. Oh, another hit by the Padres, so they get another run in. This makes it 8-3. I believe that was a single by Machado, I want to say. I wasn't looking, but yeah, Machado gets a single. Makes it 8-3 Padres. They're practically the Dodgers right now. That's how I'm envisioning the jersey they're wearing because we need them to win for us. But it's 8-3 with a runner on first, 1 out. Kapler's on the phone. Kapler that dude's jacked. Edward, hello, D-Mac. Our defense is failing, although our pitching is succeeding. Yes. I mean, here we go. Yeah, what's that one? So a game 163 would be an SF. Yes, Lynn M. I love this shirt. Yeah, LFG Mookie, designed by Matt, my man, the real Me3. Go follow him. He does a lot of the graphic designs and all the cool memes you see at Dodgers Nation. Yeah, definitely one of my homies. LWC, Doug, did you mention anything about Bruce Bochy maybe returning to San Diego? I did hear some of those rumors. They're interesting. We know that dude can manage with the best of them. He might be getting that itch again, and that would definitely be, I think, a nice hire. I mean, look at it's not all about the manager. I mean, look when the Angels got Joe Madden, right? I mean, it's about developing depth, and that's why winning a championship in baseball is extremely difficult. It takes years of planning and scouting and the right moves, And it's tough, but that would, I think, be a nice move for them if they were able to do that. Julio pitching in Game 163. I hope that's not the case. D-Max, Strider, hear you. What up? Win it for Vinny. Yeah, David, always win for Vin. Tatis, 40 home runs. He's winning MVP, man. And he's 22 years old. Think about how crazy that is. Alex Renteria Kapler sharing his Royce with the team. Eric, after listening to Roberts on Jim Rome today, I think he's going to concede the division to give these guys rest the next week. He spoke on how communication has been key this year and resting players. Love his tennis shoes, Kapler. Muncy still struggling. Gabe is manager of the year. What he has done with the Giants is incredible. Wilfredo Cordova, I don't think you have an argument for me on that one. I mean, I think he's definitely wrapped that up, and he'll win that by a wide margin. But, yep, guys, thanks for rocking with us. Great takes tonight. As always, you guys kill it. Best in the game, no question about it. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. Remember, tomorrow's game, 12:10 Pacific. You got Mad Max Scherzer going up against the Colorado Rockies, a .78 ERA since he joined the Dodgers. The LA is 9-0 in his start, so hopefully we get the win tomorrow. Hopefully the Padres score another 5,000 runs and beat the Giants. And the Dodgers were made one game, but it's looking like it's going to be a 2-game deficit with 10 games to play. Other reminders, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Also, head over to gearup.la for all the new T-shirt designs. Definitely get those for sure. Gearup.la, some of the best Dodgers drip you're going to find. My man E-Rod doing work, and Eddie. But thanks again, guys. I know it was a tough loss. We're going to get through this. And Dodger fans, you're going to bleed blue until the very end. I know how you get down. A couple more takes here, and we will be out of this one. Here we go. Dodgers got Rock and D-Mac. What up, what up? Take care, D-Mac. You take care. Back at you. God bless D-Mac. God bless you. The baseball gods. Everyone. D-Mac, why is CD3 not playing? Strider, D-Mac, the man. Thanks, Southside Compton. Have a good week, leadership. Bye, D-Mac. All right, man. Thanks again. You guys are the best in the game. For all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. For my Android, iPhone users, that pretty much is everyone, right? Be sure to download the new Dodgers Nation app and getting all kinds of positive feedback. I mean, the app's killing it, so definitely download the app and add that. But thanks again, guys. 12-10 game. Yep, let's go Dodgers. But see you guys next time. A couple more here. We got thinking of Neon Orange, and I love your show. Thanks. Appreciate it, guys. T-Mac for that's a little tense, but Emar forever. How about that one? Thanks again, guys. Lee, later, Ryan. Be sure to download the app and subscribe to the channel. Drop some stuff tomorrow morning, and see you next time. Remember, nothing brings us together, good or bad, like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time for Dodger Baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery of Tatis. Gone. Will Smith.
This is what an ace looks like. And tag out is Riley, a double play.